What is going on, guys? Welcome back to part 4 of the YZ250 build. Alright, we're going to get right into it. So I'm going to start off by mounting the motor that I built in the previous episode. If you haven't seen that part, I'll put a card up so you can click and go check it out. So now that I got it snapped into place, we just got to put the bolts in. There's this one right in the front of the motor. There's one in the bottom. And then there's this triangle shaped bracket. It takes 3 bolts. So now we're going to go through and get everything super tight because you don't want to lose your motor in the middle of a trail. Alright, let's add the swing arm now. So I'm going to lube it up with some waterproof grease. This also kind of acts as a mounting point for the motor too. The bushings and bearings inside of this I took out and cleaned up and re-greased, so they're pretty good. So eventually you're going to see the rod come through this side, and you just got to slap the bolt on and get it super tight. So now that we got the motor mounted and the swing arm mounted, we're going to move on to installing new steering bearings. So here's the old steering bearing. You can see how rusted it is. I'm going to take a chisel and kind of chisel around the edge to try to get it off of there. So this was a frustrating night and I wasn't filming very well, so I didn't film a lot of this, but I eventually got this thing off using different size chisels, and I got the old collars out of the frame, as you can see there. How I got those out is I used a 32mm socket and I beat them out from each side. Now I'm just using the old collars to beat in the new ones with a rubber hammer like you guys wanted last time.
Huh? That looks shady as fuck.
Why? I can just hit it with just a block of wood.
Yeah. You're like a fucking ninja.
Yeah, just like that.
Try to, hold on. Use that. Put it like that. Probably won't break that way. Come back on this side more.
So we were having a hard time, but we eventually got it in there using the old collar. So I'm greasing the bottom one up, and I'm about to put the bottom one in.
Like that, right? With the... Yeah. Yep, just like that.
I said screw it to that block of wood and just started using the rubber mallet. We're also using this bearing setting tool. It has a washer on it that's perfect size for the collar. So we just started using this, and it seats them really well up inside the frame.
Oh shit. Huh? Sprocket onto a go-kart.
So here's the new steering bearing. This is a sprocket from a go-kart, and we're just using a piece of square tubing and smacking the crap out of it until it seats.
Try that.
Alright, we're going to put it all together now. So I didn't show it on camera, but I packed these bearings really well with grease.
There you go.
I don't think they come packed, but I just wanted to make sure they were good to go. So there's a few seals you got to put in to keep the water out, but we got all those. And now we're just going to put this weird looking nut on there. Should be good. Now we'll just bolt up the triple clamp, and the new steering bearing is in. Now let's go ahead and reinstall these forks. An easy way I found to do it is just to take a screwdriver and apply a little pressure until it slides up. And then we'll get these super tight. I measured each side and they are perfectly the same height. So now let's work on the wheel bearings in the rear wheel. So you got to remove this dust cover, and this is a weird bearing. It has a shaft that goes all the way through. I usually see spacers in the middle and then you knock it to the side and get it out, but this one was different. I used my torch to apply a little heat. It was really flaming up because I was running out of gas and it was sputtering, so it really didn't do that much good. Yeah, the only way I could see how to do it is to knock it out of one side. So it pushed one bearing out of one side and there was two on the other, so I just stacked two sockets and gave it a little tap. So there's the two, and then I took the chisel to get the very last one out.
So here's the bad bearings, and they're pretty worn out. One way you can tell a bearing's worn out is by tasting it. So yeah, it's pretty bad.
So here's the new bearings I got from the store, and guess what? They're too small, so I have to go get some new ones. I'm sorry, guys. So that kind of killed us for the day. I'm gonna go get the new bearings, get those in, and get the tires mounted and get the brakes all done in the next video. So stay tuned for that. So I wanted to thank you guys for helping me reach 5,000 subs. I thought 1,000 subs was unreachable, but here I am at 5, thanks to all of you. So go follow me on Instagram and subscribe if you haven't already. I have plenty of future projects already planned out to come. Thank you so much for the love and support.